I mean, I've always been, I wouldn't say a skeptic, but I haven't thought of it one way or the other. But I'm doing a pilot for this television show to do with, you know, psychic and astrology and phenomenons and things that, you know, you don't believe, and it's unbelievable. And we're asking people, do you believe or don't you? It's up to everybody to believe. And we've got this psychic guy, and I was literally, he was there and he did a reading for me. And I just thought it's very strange because quite a few things have been happening to me over the last few years. And I've moved 3 times and it's happened in...
Well, tell us what happened. Beside you here, we've got Deborah Hyde. Deborah is what you would call a skeptic. She's the editor for Skeptic magazine, which is a long-running magazine about critical thinking. So, Deborah, I just want you to... I want everyone to hear what Alex has to say, and then we're going to get your take on things. OK, so these things that have been happening. And this, we were both there 11 years ago at the funeral in Belfast.
Yeah.
And was it the next day was your first experience?
No, it's the day in the morning.
Right.
I went to go, and I walked through out of the hotel door, and as I was walking past the bathroom on the right-hand side, every single tap and shower turned on. And my friend was staying with me in the room, and she was like, oh, my God, I can't sit in this room. But it's just strange little things, and things that go missing, you know. I have a top, and I go into my drawer, and I know I've put it there, and then all of a sudden I want to wear it and it's not there, and I'll take everything out of the drawers, put everything back in again, and a week later it's there on top.
Well, things like that, I can think, well, I often lose things, and then I think I've lost them, and then they turn up and, you know, I've put them somewhere, they've got mixed up with Eamonn's laundry or something. But when there's furniture moving, you said when you moved recently, there was a big chest of drawers or something.
I've got a massive chest of drawers, and it takes 3 people to removal men to move it in, and the other day I looked and it moved out.
They put it up against a wall?
Yes, and it's been there for, you know, for about a year or so, and it moved out, and you can actually tell where the carpet marks are. And I thought, well, who's going to randomly come and move my furniture? And I'm not going to put it out for no reason.
Maybe we're going to get some answers now from Deborah, because I'm sure you're dying to be sceptical here.
Well, I'm really intrigued by the poltergeist. I think that's a fantastic thing. Excuse me.
Glass of water.
That's fine. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, we don't have... What we have is Alex's memories, and with the greatest of respect to Alex, she's human, the same as we all are, and our memories are kind of a bit dodgy. Really, it's better if we get things into a lab and do things under controlled circumstances. So I have no explanation for your poltergeist. That's quite intriguing.
When you say poltergeist, you mean the furniture moving?
Yeah, something that's
do you believe in
moving.
poltergeist?
No, I don't. Right. I think that, basically, we assume that we're good witnesses, but psychology, scientific approach to human cognition shows that we're actually really not as good witnesses as we think we are. We're human animals, not data recording creatures, and we don't have the bandwidth to pay attention to everything all the time. Inattentional blindness is just one thing among many.
For example,
so she's not looking hard enough for her bits and pieces that she's lost.
I drive my other half balmy because I'm very bad with that with my keys as well.
But it's not only me, it's my friends that have stayed with me, and they've lost phone chargers. I mean, there was a belt once that I've lost in my spare room, left it on the floor. Anyway, hoovered, I mean, goodness knows, probably not as many times hoovered that spare room. But then a year later, it was on the floor. Just on the floor.
So you couldn't have missed that
for ages.
when you
Why do you know it's George? Why do you feel
I don't know
George?
it is. I don't know.
Has it just started since he's gone?
Yes,
is that
it has.
The thing that makes you think? Yeah. I think there's also something called memory conformity, where that's why the police try to separate witnesses to something as soon as possible, because as soon as a group of people get together and discuss something, you don't get a story with all of the sharp edges and the boring bits. You get a seamless narrative with a beginning, a middle and an end, and a point. And so, really, ghost stories can be, and frequently are, socially constructed. It doesn't just surprise me at all that
so you mean if Alex's friends are there, because Alex might have said to them, oh, there's some strange things going on, I'm sure it's George, that person then has that in their head when they go, I couldn't find my phone charger, oh, yes, her house must be haunted.
I mean, but that's other... I mean, quite a few people do go and see a medium, because, I mean, everyone's really deep down is interested in this, this kind of thing. But then I saw one recently, and he said, your grandmother Jean says hello. Well, how does he know my grandmother was called Jean?
Could they look you up on the internet?
Well, it's possible, isn't it? I
He
mean,
lives in America, and I don't think my grandmother's just been dead 20 years, so I
Yeah.
don't know.
Do you think when they, you know, people say, well, he couldn't, and I went in and they said, oh, you know, I've got someone coming through, it's Auntie
there are
Grace,
two ways in
and they
general
go,
that
how do you know I
psychic
had an Auntie
performers-
Grace?
Yeah, generally psychic performers have two methods. One is hot reading, where they get some information, and there's more information about us all out there than we realise.
Than we think.
The second thing is that they're very good at picking up on information, and you don't get a blow-by-blow account of the conversation or a video recording of the conversation. You will get somebody's summary, and that summary gets to the points, and it tends to favour the hits over the misses. So if you really want to know how to do a psychic reading, ask a good mentalist magician, because they've developed the same skills but more deliberately.
It's reading body language.